Y'all, it's time for One Piece chapter 1100. 1100, that's right. Let's go. It's been 100 chapters since chapter 1000 came out. This is a big one. This is a milestone. A milestone. I can't speak. This is a stone. Um, yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what Oda's cooking. I doubt he's planning anything special for this chapter. He's probably just gonna continue the backstory stuff, which he should. He doesn't always do any special things for for 100 milestone chapters. I feel like people a lot of times will force force there to seem like there's important things that happen in every 100 chapters of One Piece, but I don't think we necessarily should be expecting that every single time. So yeah, I just came from reading chapter 1099, just recorded the reaction to that. So yeah, we're reading these back to back. I was kind of late in reading 1099, and now I'm extremely early to reading 1100, right? I'm about to be reading it right now, in fact. So yeah, right back to back. But yeah, it just fit perfectly to read 1100 now, because if I don't read it now, trust me, I won't be able to read it in the next couple of days. So this is actually perfect that it came out now. And yeah, it's not quite the last chapter of the year. I think we're gonna get another 2 chapters before the end of the year. We're not gonna get a Christmas chapter because so Japan is gonna have a break. I think Oda's gonna have another break, so we might be able to get two chapters before the end of the year. So we have the end of the year chapter 1102. We shall see. But yeah, 1100. That's big, exciting. Uh, yeah, we've now been doing this since chapter 1000, so we've gone 100 chapters. But to be fair, while recording my reaction to chapter, I recorded my reaction to chapter 1000. I didn't do these weekly until chapter 1028. I think it was. Was it 1038? 1028. I'm not too sure. One of it was either 1028 or 1038. I don't remember. One of those 2 chapters is when I started, I think, doing these weekly. So we've been at this for solid 70 chapters or so, um, weekly at least. But obviously, I've been reading One Piece weekly for way longer than 70 chapters. Oh boy, I've been reading One Piece weekly for 500 chapters now. I just haven't been doing YouTube videos, reactions of them for the longest time. But yeah, for well over a decade now, I've been reading One Piece weekly. So now I'm just joining you guys on the journey. So yeah, let's get into it. The chapter is called "Thank You, Bonnie." So that's a very touching name for a chapter. If the chapter is going to be just as touching, maybe just as sad, which we shall see. It might be a really sad chapter, a really sad milestone chapter if that's the case. Oda, huh? Huh? You're gonna get me crying, Oda. Let's see. Let's see. Wish all the best for Bonnie though. I really like her. And Kuma the pacifist. Pacifista. That was a clever one from last chapter. I'm not really going to recap last chapter. Y'all probably already know what's going on. We're reading TCB scans this time. Last chapter we read the official Vis scans, which I typically read after I read the TCB scans. Like what I'll typically do is I'll read the TCB scans and I'll read the Vis scans when they come out on Sundays. However, this time around I only read the Vis chapter. So yeah, and the reason why I do that, by the way, is to get 2 separate translations, so I can get 2 separate interpretations of translations in that sense. So that's one reason why I do it, but also to re-experience One Piece chapters because One Piece chapters kind of do require you to read them twice. I feel like, for me at least, to fully understand them, at least on a week-to-week basis, like to fully understand what Oda's trying to cook with this. But obviously, reading them all at once as a bulk is the best way to go about it. So okay, thank you, Bonnie. Let's get to chapter 1100. Here we go. One Piece. The covers here we have Sanji cooking. Usopp, I think, is supposed to be helping out, but he's not helping at all. There's a rabbit eating a carrot. Usopp's thinking of his childhood friend who looks like an onion, while Sanji's cutting an onion. He's also thinking about his 2 other friends who don't quite look like onions. Well, one of them looks like an apple, I guess. The last one just kind of looks goofy. He's got like bangs over his eyes, so he probably can't see anything. He's also got freckles. Not that that's important, or anything that I mentioned is important, but one of them looks like an apple, another one looks like an onion. Sanji's cooking, and he seems to be sweating for some reason. I don't know why. Cover request by Noda Skywalker. Okay, a Skywalker requested this. Sanji cooking vegetables, making Usopp nostalgic about the Usopp pirates. Okay, cooking vegetables, I guess, makes you nostalgic about the Usopp pirates. Fair enough. Moving on, according to Usopp. Let's move on. Notes according to Oda. I've been having a hoot watching the preliminaries for the M1 Grand Prix, a competition for manzai, a traditional form of onstage comedy. There there are a few duels. There's a few. I guess I'm supposed to there's a few duels I'm rooting for. I hope they make the finals or the H. Okay, I don't really care about the M1 Grand Prix final thing. Whatever you talk about, Oda. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you have enough free time to be able to enjoy stuff like that. It's important. Okay, and here we go. Back to the chapter. We have Kizaru. We're starting off immediately with Kizaru. Okay, we're immediately cooking. In chapter 1100, immediately cooking. Oh, I was like, we're not wasting time. We immediately let me just get you on the good stuff. This is what we wanted. Here we go. At the future location of Eke. So this is the laboratory number 8. I'm afraid I'm here on business. Man, it's cold. This place sure is a far cry from Punk Hazard. Well, Vegapunk does fix the environment eventually. He makes his own weather area. But it's really funny to say this, considering what happens 4 years, I believe, from this point. 4 years later, because Kizaru and Nakane fight each other, and then Punk Hazard turns into at least halfway a blizzard. So it's really funny that Kizaru is saying this. Oh, it's a far cry from Punk Hazard. Oh, is that where? Yeah, that's where Vegapunk's old lab was, wasn't it? Ah, that's where Vegapunk went from. So Kamakuri is a different lab, but it's still Vegapunk's lab. So Vegapunk has had 3 labs in total, because that's Punk is the lab Vegapunk was on before that eventually gets taken over by Caesar after the time skip, and Law eventually ends up working with him there, and Monet, and Doflamingo takes over and all that stuff. Okay, of course, I completely forgot about Vegapunk Hazard, and the Vegapunk was there. Yeah, yeah, of course. Just you wait. The future will be born right here. My head is overflowing with ideas. It's only hard to think straight. That explains how you missed it. You really should have checked every nook and cranny of the lab when you moved in. Navy Admiral Kizaru Borsellino. Look at him with his drip. The government the government frowns on secret backroom deals with pirates, you know. Oh, also they know. They know he's been making deals with pirates. Ooh. Even though government has made deals with pirates themselves, such as the world system, which to be fair has been abolished now, but still, the world system is there. They've also been doing other shady things with pirates, but I'm just saying a little bit hypocritical, but okay. The government frowns on secret backroom deals with pirates, you know? Okay, you got me, Borsellino. Stare, G. So I guess that's how the government eventually ends up making the pacifistas bad guys rather than what Vegapunk had intended. I hate it when you get like this. Come on, I'm just doing my job. Oh my goodness, the Navy's out there. Okay, yeah. Oh, is that extra? Is that X-Drake's father? Or is that X-Drake? Ooh. Wait. Okay, we'll talk about X-Drake later because that might be X-Drake. No, X-Drake's father dad didn't have like the Scarnish chain. That's an X-Drake thing. I think that is X-Drake. Okay, we'll look at it later. Let's keep going with the chapter for now. Come on, I'm just doing my job. Stare. Okay. Moving on, there's Borsellino again, there's Vegapunk, there's Kuma. It's irrelevant. Okay, so someone's talking to him on the phone. Is that St. J. Garcia, probably? I see the beard. That beard looks like St. J. Garcia. Okay, probably St. J. Garcia. It's irrelevant if you consider him an ideal candidate, Vegapunk. This man is a pirate with 296 million berries on his head. That's less than Luffy had during after Enies Lobby. You can say you were ignorant of that, or simply admit you don't care, but making a fugitive the face of our clone program is out of the question. It will be an affront to the Navy's reputation. With that in mind, we have 3 additional stipulations if you want us to honor this ideal of yours. Firstly, Bartholomew Kuma, you must agree to become one of the 7 worlds of the sea. Bum bum bum! We know that ends up happening, so no problem. Um, Okay. A few days ago, we found ourselves a member short thanks to the exploits of a rookie named Ace. Let me think about it. This was 6 years ago, 4 years before Luffy set out on his journey. Was Ace? No, Ace was not. Wait, because Ace set out on his journey. No, I guess it has been 3 years. Yeah, no, it makes sense if this is 5 years ago rather than 6 years ago. If this is five, it makes sense because there was some time lag where Vegapunk visited places and then arrived to Vegapunk's place. A year must have passed, so that is probably 5 years ago. In that sense, this makes sense. Because um, because if it was 5 years ago, then it was 3 years before the current story. Because we know the time lag between Luffy setting out and Ace setting out is three years because Ace is 3 years older than Luffy. So Ace set out when he was 17. Luffy then set out when he was and at that time Luffy was 14. Then Luffy set out when he was 17. So there's a 3 year time lag, which means this is 5 years ago, 3 years before Ace's death. And at that time, that means Ace was just becoming a rookie. He was just a rookie at the time. He wasn't even a part of the Whitebeard Pirates at this time. So Ace is still rookie, still part of the Spade Pirates with the man Deuce. And what rookie? What? But what world of the sea did he take down? A few days ago, we found ourselves a member short thanks to the exploits of a rookie named Ace. Wasn't Ace recommended to be a warlord at some point? I remember that. Yes. So I think that whoever the previous World of the Sea was, we might not know who it was. Like, we might never actually know. But what I do remember is that Ace was given a recommendation, but Ace denied it, right? Ace said, no, I don't become a warlord. And he ended up joining the Whitebeard crew eventually, right? Was it due to Jinbei? No, that doesn't make sense because right after Jinbei stuff, Ace joined Whitebeard's crew. And besides, Jinbei remained as a warlord anyway, before and after his fight with Ace, right? Because that's how. Because when did Jinbei become a warlord? Oh, I'm losing sight of the timeline of when Jinbei became a warlord. But regardless, I know Ace got a recommendation at some point because he I guess he beat a previous warlord at this point. I know he denied it. I just don't quite remember. Okay, we'll look up the Jinbei stuff later and when Jinbei became a warlord and stuff. Look at that up later. For now, let's continue the chapter. It caused great turbulence in the pirate world. Someone of your caliber would be a natural choice to fill that opening and claim the seas. Uh, so that's the second additional stipulation. Oh no, that's still the first one. Because the first one is he must agree that he must be someone of the sea. Okay, so what's the other two stipulations? Our second condition is for you to undergo procedures to become a human weapon for the Navy. Of course. Are you talking about modifying my body? Straight up modifying his body. So not even creating clones, but straight up modifying his own body. Precisely. You already have all the traits required to be an effective warlord. So you'll become a paragon of fear for pirates come far and wide after you receive your enhancements. Okay, Vegapunk is still just listening in on this. Okay. I second that. The Navy would love to have you on our side. Can it, Kizaru? Says Vegapunk. Moving on, Garcia continues by saying, you see my point, but that's not all. You aren't like other pirates, Kuma. We're well aware of your history with the Revolutionary Army. Ooh. If you accept our offer, you must take precautions to ensure you never turn your power against the world government again. Which he kinda does end up doing, but we'll leave that for now. Which brings us to our third and final condition. You must agree to give up your free will and sense of individuality. And that's the biggest condition. That's the one. That completely. This is so great because this runs fully with the themes One Piece has about having free will and sense of individuality. Sense of individuality and free will are both huge themes in One Piece. They've been big themes of One Piece since the very first chapter. This is chapter 1100, and One Piece is still continuing with these themes. You can tell Garcia's an antagonist because he's telling someone else to give up their free will and their sense of individuality. That runs completely 180 degrees completely against what Luffy stands for. Luffy stands for free will and individuality. Everyone should be their own person and they're individuals. They should have free will. They should be who they want to be. So it's what's Garcia is suggesting here completely runs against Luffy's ideals. Already great for setting up Garcia and the Gorosei in general as villains, as well as Emu, but also um, great like thematic relevance. We've known it was relevant since Huma's introduction that he doesn't have free will, all that stuff. We already known this, but great setup for the government as as the bad guys here for well, this the antagonists for Luffy. Bad guys or not, obviously. I'm not gonna get into that now, but at the very least, antagonists for Luffy. They're going to stand against Luffy, Luffy's ideals, and we're gonna see that at play. And I feel like this is big because then once Luffy ends up clashing with the Gorosei or clashing with their ideals and the world government, well, it's been set up, right? It's already been set up here that they're denying or taking away Kuma's free will. So from the get go, we already from this early. Oh, I say early on, but already like now we don't know much about the Gorosei, but already now introduced to Garcia, we know what he stands for. We know what the Green Bull stands for. We know Luffy stands against their ideals, and so at least from a philosophical standpoint, we'll understand why they're going to clash and have a conflict with each other when Luffy eventually ends up, fighting them. And I think that's important so that Luffy doesn't just fight them because he needs to fight them because he doesn't like the world government, but now it has thematic relevance, and we can see that based on what they did to Kuma, and Luffy will understand this and be like, okay, that's not great. I mean, Luffy probably doesn't care about the past either, though. That to be fair, so he's probably not gonna know what has happened to Kuma, but he is going to care about Bonnie and stuff, and he is going to care about the Pacifista and the fact that the Pacifista currently are clones of Kuma and what they force Kuma to go through. So it's like Luffy is going to care about that. So moving on, Saint Saturn. That would be tantamount to killing him. This is because none of the other worlds follow orders, isn't it? If you snuff out all the humanity left in a cyborg, you have nothing but a robot. Do you really expect me to murder a man? You forget yourself. You're a military scientist, and you have no right to talk back. These conditions must be met if this criminal wishes to save his daughter. It's a small price to pay considering how expensive and difficult this procedure would be otherwise. I have no obligation to help this girl. He doesn't. But you have large gain if Kuma goes through and accepts your conditions. This is murder. It'd be perverse to modify a human like that. I won't. Vegamok, please do it. Kuma? I've been worrying all this time, thinking it might be impossible to save Bonnie. I'm so grateful. I'll happily accept any fate, so long as Bonnie is cured. And he's crying. Kuma. And you can see both Garcia and Kizaru's like tapping his hat. Kizaru looking more like a world government agent than an admiral here, which I guess makes sense to be fair. But yeah, man. And from Vegapunk's POV, I feel like he's gonna go through this, but like I really respect Vegapunk as well because he's doing this not because he wants to do this, or obviously he doesn't want to do this, but like in the sense that he wouldn't actually normally do this. He's doing this because he knows Kuma would never forgive him if he doesn't do this. Like, or not, okay, not never forgive him. It's Kuma. He's a nice guy. He's not. It's not about that. But Kuma could not bear it if he couldn't save Bonnie. You know what I mean? So, and Vegapunk knows how much that means to Bonnie. He respects Kuma's sacrifice. So it's like he's throwing his own wishes of not wanting to murder Kuma by taking up his free will, right? But at the same time, Kuma's free will is to say, you know, from another POV, by choosing to not turn Kuma. This is getting like really meta level deep here. But if Vegapunk decides to not turn Kuma into a cyborg, into a mindless cyborg, he is also taking away Kuma's free will to be able to decide what he wants to do with his body to save Bonnie, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, does you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like at that point, like Kuma's made his choice. That's his will. That's his decision. That's what he wanted to do. And Vegapunk at this point is only blocking that decision. Yes, he's taking away his free will, but also it's his decision to take away his free will to save Bonnie still. So I feel like I can respect Vegapunk from the sense that he went through with it because he knows this is what Kuma wanted and this is what matters for Kuma. More so than Vegapunk's own feelings that he doesn't want to turn Kuma into a mindless cyborg. Of course Vegapunk doesn't. But he's you know what I mean? I think it's great. Anyway, moving on, we see Bonnie running and there's Sentomaris and some other scientists and stuff. Vegapunk, how long will it take you to finish Kuma's modifications and cure his daughter? Asks St. J. Garcia. Well, we know it takes 4 years at the very least for the first pacifistas to come out. And we know in 4 years' time, well, 3 years' time actually now, because Ace is out and about. So 3 years actually. And so Bonnie, that means Bonnie is currently 9 years old, right? No, wait, 5 years in total. Bonnie's currently 8 years old. I'm sorry. Bonnie's currently 8 years old. No, 7 years old. Yes, seven. I mean, 5 years time. I'm dumb. Bonnie's currently 7 years old, not nine, not eight. Which because in 3 years time she goes out to become a writer, and at age 12 she arrives in Sabaody with a bounty for 100 million. Super impressive. How long will it take? Dealing with the sapphire scales will take 6 months. Not bad, but it'll take an extra year on top of that before she can be exposed to natural light. Not bad. A year and a half is not bad. So then she'll be um so then she'll be 8.5 by the time she's fully cured. Okay. That's a total of about a year and a half before she's cured. Chemotherapy modification will take 2 years at minimum. Okay. So then but it still takes at minimum. But then so we know it ends up taking around 3 years. And for Bonnie it's a year and a half. And then the year and a half after, right, because for Bonnie it's a year and a half because she's currently 7. So for the year and a half after until she turns 10, when she appears, so because during the pre-time skip, Bonnie's 10 years old, so she turns for a year and a half after. So Bonnie spent a year and a half going from being a little girl to, acting like she's a grown woman with a bounty of over 100 million. Super impressive. Thank goodness, she really will be all better by the time she's 10. Oh, she really will be. 'Cause she'll be 8.5. How can we trust you to remain obedient after she's cured? Your daughter is our only leverage here. I have no intention of running, says Kuma. And besides, the experiment on Kuma is going to take longer than. Oh, yeah, yeah, obviously, yes. So, how can you trust him? Because Bonnie's going to be healed before Kuma's experiment is fully over. So, Kuma could just be like, oh, Bonnie's healed now. I'm done. You don't have any leverage on me anymore. But Kuma says he has no intention of running. Be that as it may, the world government will have to take custody of her once her treatment is complete. She'll be free after you follow through with the and she'll be free after you follow through with the erasure of your personality. See, this all will also explain why Bonnie then is acquainted with Akainu. Well, they're not actually acquainted, but like they know each other. And that could help explain a little bit about Akainu and Bonnie's discussion mid time skip after Bonnie got dealt with by Blackbeard. Oh, the way everything is all just making sense. It's so good. Alright, but that would mean Kuma won't get to see Bonnie after she's cured. Correct. His modifications will commence immediately. It will be an ongoing process as he starts his tenure as a warlord and helps the government tame disease. After his daughter is cured, any contact between them will be forbidden to ensure they don't escape. If there is any hint of defiance from any of you, I'll guarantee she will spend the rest of her life as a slave. Dang. And Kim was like, okay. Yeah, so Kim was gotta follow through with that deal. I won't try to see her, I swear. I only have one request. Don't tell Bonnie the truth. She can't know about her illness or that she's being kept as a hostage. I don't want her to wake up after her surgery in some soulless government facility. Take her back to Sorbet. You can keep her in the church where she grew up. If you grant that one request, then I promise you I won't seek her out and I'll obey without question. Very well. Okay. And Kizaru's there like, okay. It makes no difference where she's kept, as long as the government oversees it. Looks like we have an interesting 2 years ahead of us. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Moving on. Bonnie will be staying here for the next 6 months. Really? So you're staying with me? That's right. They think I may have come down with something too, so they need to run some tests. Snap! That means we get to be together. Yay! Oh, this weird is Sentomaru. Alright, because Bonnie's not friends with Sentomaru. That's rude. Whoa, this place has so many windowless rooms. Oh, goodness. Yes, but be careful. There's all sorts of dangerous gadgets around here. Do be careful, Bonnie. So that's why Bonnie also knows about Egghead and all that stuff. So when she goes back to Egghead with the Strats, she already knows about it. She already is acquainted with it and all that stuff. Okay, that's it. I can create the weapon of my dreams now. Damn it, the brain waves won't stop. The weapon of my dreams? Holy crap, chill out, Vegapunk. Someone needs to write everything I'm thinking down. Or he doesn't have time to write everything he's thinking down, and that's why he split himself to six. If only they could eat and use the toilet for me too. I'd never have to stop. I'm so short-handed. Yeah, it's maddening. Ah, I just had another eureka moment. This is going to keep me busy as a beaver. I wish there were 5 more of me. Transition note: this is the same cat-related idiom from chapter 1062. Ah, cat-related idiom. Okay, busy as a beaver. I wish there were 5 more of me, and there's people in the background carrying his papers and stuff. Holy crap. There's Kuma, experience being run on him. Okay. There's Bonnie as well, experience being run on her. Kuma saying hello to Bonnie, and Sentomaru is just, helping Bonnie out. They're hanging out, they're playing together. Okay. Bonnie with a drew her daddy. There she is. She looks happy. There's more tests, more experiments being done on both Bonnie and Kuma. They're sleeping together. That's kind of wholesome. That's actually pretty wholesome, not kind of wholesome. Yume cargo ship, not unit. Yumit cargo ship. Okay. Arriving at what I'm assuming is Egghead. There's Kuma carrying stuff. Bonnie on top of that big barrel thing he's carrying, whatever that is, barrel tube. Bonnie's hungry. Bonnie's the glutton. She eats a lot. Um, that seems to be maybe Vegapunk's first prototype. What's that? It says Vegapunk on his hoodie. Is that supposed to be the who eventually ends up being Shaka or something? Well, he's bringing drinks. They're all eating. Vegapunk's eating. So is Santamaru, Kuma. Even Kizaru's there eating. So that's why Kizaru's a. Oh. So Kizaru also spent some years with them, and that's why Kizaru knows about them, consider them his friends and stuff. Oh, that's kind of wholesome from Kizaru's side as well. There's Bonnie eating. She's sitting on Kuma's thigh there. That's wholesome. Yeah, yeah. Look at Kizaru having fun. He's having fun and eating. He's smiling. They're all eating pizza. Bonnie, look at how much she's eating. Holy crap, she really eats a lot. She's a glutton. There's Kuma, Sentomaru, and Vegapunk. They're all having fun. They're all dancing. Ha 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 ha. Don do do do. They're dancing to the Nika theme, which is funny because Kizaru's dancing with them, and he's an Navy admiral, and he's working for the government. He's still dancing to the to the Nika theme. Don don do 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 don do 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 don do do do. Half a year later. Okay, the results are good. After a year of rehabilitation, you'll be completely cured. Alright, nice. And Kuma's now finally got his his iconic glasses and his iconic like hoodie thing that he wears that he eventually ends up wearing as a warlord. Results are good. Thank you, Vegapunk, says Kuma. Yeah, thanks. Once I'm all better, can I come and visit? Of course, says Vegapunk. Well, about that, not too sure you'll be able to visit Vegapunk anytime soon, Bonnie. But you will visit him eventually in the Egghead arc. Kino Sorbet, Kumachi, Bonnie-chan. Oh, it's been so long. Are you finally home for good? They said I'll be all better in a year. Then I'll finally be able to go outside. Is that right? That's fantastic news. You always said you'd be fit as a fiddle by the time you turn 10. Does this mean I'll be taking care of you again, Bonnie? Granny Connie! God, Granny Connie. Her name is Bonnie and her name is Connie. Member of the Sorbet royal family, Queen Dowager Connie. We'll be more than happy to take care of her, Kuma. Yeah, you can count on us. That's great. Even though she's really being surveilled by the government. But hey, that's great. Great for him. Great for her. Great for them. Thank you. I'll leave her in your hands. Uh, I'm still a pirate after all. If I stay, it won't be good for the kingdom. I don't think I'll be back for at least a year. What? That long? I'll write you tons of letters. Okay. At least you'll get tons of letters. Alright, moving on. The next time I see you, we'll both be able to sail the seas and reach the horizon. I can't wait! Yay! I want to travel to all sorts of places together. I'd love to take you. I really would have loved that. Aww. So wait, Kuma's glasses, like, you can't see through them and see his eyes, but in the previous panels, like, at times they're covered in all white, which is the iconic look Kuma has from Thriller Bark and stuff. So I wonder if it's the same glasses he wears as a warlord or not, or this is just like his like or these are just his current glasses and they get replaced by glasses that look really similar that still provide that Thriller Bark look, but like they're different glasses. Okay, moving on. Khalifa? Wait, is that Khalifa? Wait. Please leave the rest to us, Kuma-san. Who's that? Cypherpole number 8, Intelligence Agent Alpha, that's Khalifa. Translation note, a direct romanization would be Alufa. Alufa, right, Arufa. Arufa, Karifa, Karifa, Arfa, Alufa, Khalifa. I don't know. Either way, Khalifa. Interesting. Very interesting. But wait a minute. Does the timeline match up? Because Bond is currently 7 years old. This is 5 years before the current story. Khalifa shouldn't be staying here for long because we know. No, actually, this doesn't make sense at all. No, this doesn't make sense. Khalifa shouldn't be here at all. No, because Khalifa spent 5 years in Water 7 with Iceberg. And this is 3 years before the Water 7 incident stuff with the Straw Hats. So this should be at current time. The CP9, which this is a member of CP8, not CP9. CP9 should currently be investigating Water 7. They should be 2 years into the investigation, and it should conclude in 3 years' time when the Straw Hats and Robin arrive. This is weird. Is that Khalifa? That might not be Khalifa, though. It just says Alpha, so it might not be Khalifa. Hmm. Hmm. That does look like Khalifa. That's my only problem. It does really look like her. But is it really her? It might not be her. Hmm. Well, Hmm. But it does look like her, but it might not be her because like it could just be a copycat. It could be a copycat, you know what I mean? Hmm. Okay, anyway. A Khalifa lookalike at least. Maybe Khalifa's been cloned as well. Hmm. Who's that? Okay, moving on. I'm a nurse. The doctor ordered me to take care of Bonnie-chan during her recovery. Okay, that's definitely not Khalifa. That's a weird personality for you to be Khalifa. The doctor ordered me to take care of Bonnie-chan during her recovery. I'll check her temperature daily, make sure she takes her medicine, and monitor for any changes. My name is Alpha. Nice to meet you, Bonnie-chan. And Bonnie's like, oh? Is that? It's not quite Khalifa. She doesn't give the same vibe, I guess. She does really look like her, though. Maybe she has a different hair color? Might be tougher to see in the manga compared to in the anime. We'll see. Alright, let's move on. No suspicious individuals will be allowed near her during recovery. Please remember to bring identification with you if you plan on visiting. That's such a pain. And what's that building you're putting up in front of the church? Protection. Those are our those are our accommodations. Huh? Paul, don't forget, a child's life is such a fragile thing. Paul, crush. She crushed something. A child life is such a fragile thing. I understand. I'm not coming back. Ah, thank you, Bonnie. Hmm? I'm so glad you were born. Really? Ah, okay, that's not. I don't think that's Khalifa, but it really looks like her. Come on, Oda. If you're gonna design a character that looks like Khalifa, maybe I don't know. That's a Khalifa look-alike, but she's a nurse. I'll give her that. Okay. I'm glad Bonnie's born as well, Kuma. Take care! The pirates of the world were utterly shocked when the infamous tyrant Bartholomew Kuma suddenly became an absolutely obedient member of the Seven Warlords. Now, Master, there's a new warlord. Hmm? Tofu Ramingo and sugar. This is around 5 years ago. So Doflamingo at this point was a king of Dressrosa for about 4 years. Ah, okay. So he leaves, becomes a warlord. Kumo the Tyrant? Sounds like another villain has come into play. Foo 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 foo. Nico, Robin, and Crocodile makes sense. This is 3 years before the Alabasta arc. That's awesome. What do you think? I couldn't care less, says Crocodile. Have you taken care of those idiots who spotted our rain-making ship yet? This is referencing this hidden ship from chapter 212. 212, you know? That's a lot of chapters ago. Maybe I'll check out that chapter later. 212. Okay, I'll remember this translator note. Have you taken care of those idiots he couldn't care less. Have you taken care of those idiots who spotted our rain-making ship yet? A rain-making ship, you know? And that's really funny how he's referencing something that happened so long ago. Like Oda remembers something that happened that long ago. Chapter 212. Oda, 800 chapters later, 900 chapters later, still referencing things. Let's go, Oda. Alright. You know, there's Mihawk, he's reading about it. Mihawk knows. There's Elvira and still Kobe. Kobe's still working with Elvira. Actually, it's around the time when Kobe just started working with Elvira, right? 3 years before the Luffy shows up, right? Yeah, so this is around the time where Kobe has just started working with Elvira. He looks as big as Whitebeard. Kobe, who you reckon is stronger, me or him? Come on, Kobe, don't cap. You, of course, Elvira-sama. Kobe, you dumb idiot. You know Kuma's clapping her. Wait, pause. You know what I mean. Like, he's beating her up. Like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There's Ace! So they finally found a replacement. That's great news, Jinbei. So it is Jinbei! So it is. So Ace's fight with. It was Ace's fight with Jinbei. I did have that. I was right about that. I was just like a little bit unsure. Okay! Ace's fight with Jinbei. that caused Jinbei to leave the warlords, of course. And eventually, but doesn't Jinbei go back to being a warlord? And then he set stripped away from him because he refused. Right? No. Or does Jinbei become a warlord? No, no, no. That doesn't make sense. Because who are the worlds currently after Kuma gets put in? Let's say Jinbei isn't. It's Kuma, the Flamingo, Hancock, Mihawk, Moria, Crocodile, and the seventh should be Jinbei. Should be Jinbei. Should be. Because Crocodile Step gets people with you eventually. And in his place comes Blackbeard, right? Blackbeard takes his place in his plan to imprison Ace and start a war. Then Jinbei gets his style stripped away because he denies to fight with the government during the upcoming war. Wasn't that the whole reason? That's why Jinbei gets imprisoned? Am I remembering things wrong? With the whole warlord stuff. Oh man. So they finally found a replacement. That's great news, Jinbei. Considering the circumstances, you're the last person I expect to say that. There's Blackbeard, there's Marco, there's Whitebeard. Yo, I'm still reading the details about him, says Jinbei. Okay. He's a former king. This is on top of the reigning king we already have in our ranks. So that he's talking about me, Doflamingo. The pirate world really is changing. Okay. This is three. This is when so the ace at this point was like just a newcomer to Whitebeard's crew. There's Hancock. Hey, look at her, good old beautiful Hancock. All right, she doesn't look to be doing too well in recent chapters, but it's good to see her all the way back then. She's still doing fine back then. At this point, she was 26 years old, right? Yeah, this is fine. Guys, I just know people's ages, okay? I like to remember people's ages. Actually, I don't know how old Whitebeard, Marco, or Blackbeard is, but I know how old I know how old Ace is. I'll give you that. Um, their business doesn't affect us. I follow no man's orders. I mean, yeah, she is the only female warlord. Actually, she's the only female that's ever been a warlord in One Piece, right? Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, if you count Law, I mean, he did turn into a female for like, one panel of a chapter. Canon female Law. If you count that, then we have another one. But yeah, no, she is the only one. She's also one of the strongest female pirates in general, to be fair to her, right? Not a lot of female pirates in One Piece, and I guess in the real world as well. Not a lot. I think there was one big female pirate like super popular. She's like the most well-known one, and maybe some others. But typically, the most well-known pirates are male. So okay. Anyway, I follow no man's orders. Princess, it's essential that you keep track of information like this, says Gloriosa. Moving on. There's Moria and Perona with them. She. They say he's a pawpaw man. That doesn't exactly sound frightening, does it? Well, he's already a warlord, so he's gotta be strong enough to make the cut, Moria-sama. Oh, he is strong enough to make the cut. You two are gonna get acquainted eventually, Moria. There's Dragon, he's thinking. Okay, there's Sabo. Don't the warlords answer directly to the government? Kimo-san would never work for them. So okay, Moria 1, Hancock 2, Jinbei 3, Mihawk 4, Doflamingo 5, Crocodile 6, and then Akuma 7. But then, so before Kuma was instated, it was Jinbei, I guess. And now it's Kuma. So after Crocodile gets taken down, who replaces him? I thought I thought it was Blackbeard, right? I thought Blackbeard replaces Crocodile because he um because he took down Ace. and gave him to the government to set up his whole plan. So I thought Blackbeard took over. So why did Jinbei get imprisoned? Well, obviously he's wanted now, but he's not. He wasn't a warlord at this point. Okay, who were the original seven warlords? Seven warlords. Mihawk, Crocodile, Doflamingo, Kuma, Moria, Hancock, and Jinbei. Which makes sense. But they're saying here that they needed a replacement because of Ace. So I don't quite get it. I don't quite get that bit of the chapter because Jinbei is one, two, three. One with Kuma, two with Doflamingo, three with Crocodile, four with Mihawk, five with Jinbei, six with Hancock, seven with Moria. I don't I don't see how. I guess Ace fighting Jinbei, but how did they need the seventh though? I don't know. Maybe Ace fought whoever the seventh was supposed to be that isn't Jinbei. I don't know. I don't. We'll focus on that later. Kuma-sama never worked for them. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Dear Bonnie, right. Kuma did say he was gonna write letters to her. I'm still at sea as I write this. I've become quite well known, and it's getting harder and harder to sail in peace. But I'm doing okay. Pfft. Kuma's ship. There's Kuma's ship, and this explosion in the background. Apparently he's doing okay. Um, and he's giving the letter to the Nusku. Go the bird, seagull flying off. I'm doing my best to find interesting travel destinations for when you turn 10. Yeah, and he's also setting his checkpoint markers on them, which is big. We all know that's how Kuma's powers work. It'll be a long journey to deliver this. Please take care. He's off and away. I hope everyone back home is doing as well as I am. She. Uh-oh, I made him mad. So Luffy's still in Goa Kingdom having fun with some animals. What is Kuma about to visit? Bartholomew Kuma, come in. You have new commands from the government. What is your current location? I'm in the East Blue. What are my orders? Dun dun dun. So 14-year-old Luffy is about. Well, I mean, he probably doesn't meet Kuma directly, but Kuma's about to visit the island where 14-year-old Luffy visits. There's Fuchsia Village or Windmill Village. That's Luffy's hometown. Front cover and colors spread next issue. Nice. And that was the end of chapter 1100. See, look at that, y'all. Nothing remarkable happened this chapter because guess what? It's not like something remarkable has to happen every 100 chapters, okay? Like, I remember people saying, chapter 1000 was special, yes, of course, but this is chapter 1100. Nothing special needed to happen, and nothing special did happen. It was a very good chapter. I enjoyed it, but, like, I remember people having that, oh, what's special, what's something special Oda's gonna do next chapter, but I'm glad he isn't trying to force something special to happen. Let the story happen as it's meant to happen naturally. Don't force anything special to happen. Chapter 1000 was kind of important, so I see why he kind of forced it out, but also making it feel like it was forced out. But yeah, that was chapter 1100. Um, the whole the whole world stuff has me a little bit lost with like what Ace had to do with the seventh warlord and the Jinbei stuff, because Jinbei is still a warlord after his scuffle with Ace, and should have been a warlord since before his scuffle, right? I'm not fully caught up on that, but I'll just research it in my own time, I guess. But before we're all over, we did say we want to check out chapter 112. You see, have a good memory, y'all. I don't forget stuff like this. Chapter 112. Uh, Crocodile mentioned some hidden ship, and that Robin need to take care of people who spotted their rainmaking ship from chapter 112. So we're going to use TCB themselves to check out chapter 212 and see what Crocodile could be talking about. So here we go. Chapter 212 is called Some Justice, and we see some fishermen. What the heck? Hajis walk on the seafloor, volume 27. Meanwhile, Octopaku is on the move. Yo! That's an interesting looking pie lady. Interesting. All right, moving on. Smoker. Oh, Smoker. What's he doing nowadays? Okay, I'm reading chapter 12 because I'm gonna see this ship that Crocodile's talking about. There's Hina! Oh, is this Hina's first introduction in One Piece? Yo, the way Oda used to draw and like set up these panels, my goodness. I miss this kind of like Oda style. It's so different from how he writes One Piece nowadays. Fool, give me a little credit. You didn't use the dance powder, did you? Blah blah blah. There's Hina. That's her introduction. Still isn't this Overkill? He's in my elite squadron. Black Cage, Hina, Navy Captain. To look for a single ship, it's humiliating. Hina is truly mortified. She's talking about herself in third form. Hina is truly mortified, talking about herself. We go way back, right? Poor Tashigi, how does she put up with you? Okay, borrow quartz. Oh, rainmaking ship. Here we go. Hey, why don't you tow this rainmaking ship back to headquarters? Why? You can take Crocodile too. Tashigi's bringing him in. Oh, is this after the end of the crocodile? Wait, no, this shouldn't be the end. No, the Alabasta saga cannot have ended yet, right? This is before the end of the Sandy Islands North Coast Kingdom of Alabasta. This is before the end of Alabasta. Has to be. Hey, why don't you tow this remaking ship back to headquarters? Why? You can take Crocodile too. Tashigi's bringing him in. Stop ordering me around. Who do you think you are? Baroque works ship, downpour rainmaking ship. Gleam. Heads. You lose. Same old smoker, stubborn as ever. Hina is so disappointed. She still talks to us in third person. Right now. What? That's an order. But Surgeon, this is our chance. If they regain consciousness, we'll never. I forbid you to lay a finger on these pirates, says Tashigi. So she's talking about the strats. Okay. I guess this is post the casino thing. Because this is Smoker or something? No, that's Koza. That's Vivian. Koza, okay. Are we gonna get anything else regarding the rainmaking ship? Okay, it's raining. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, wait, this is the very end of Alabasta. So things are over. Shogun Tashiga's arrived. Welcome back. I'm a bit tired. I'd like to turn in now. Mission accomplished. Captain Smoker. Good work. Tashiga heard about the Straw Hats. You followed your sense of justice, right? No, Sergeant, I had no choice. Losers shouldn't boast about enforcing justice. The sea favors the strong. Where is he? Where's Croc? Tell me. I knew where Crocodile was, and all I could do was stand by as I told him. With time running out, I could only help them. Justice demanded it. You think you're dealing with one of the mill pirates, and then they do something out of the ordinary. Well, on these seas, it's either shape up or ship out. Grow strong or perish. Whose idea was it to come here anyway? I'm sorry. I'm going to rest for a while. Fool. A soldier doesn't cry or something like this. You gotta get stronger. Oh, the sea. Oh, what a freaking panel. What a panel. I remember this panel. What a panel, man. Fool. The way Smoker. Oh my goodness. When are we gonna get this Smoker back? When are we gonna get these kind of dynamics back, man? Between Smoker and Tashigi, man, I miss this. I miss this, man. And the way he's paneling, man, this is early One Piece is so good, man. So good. She's still crying. She's clenching the sword. Sergeant, I will! And they're smiling. Ah, what a moment. Great moment. That was good. I she has had as much guts as she does. Now get your butt on board. Sir, Captain Smoker, this is to receive from headquarters. This is to receive from headquarters. Blah, oh, I remember this scene is also so freaking good. Alabasta's goated, man. Now listen, Crocodile and his gang were beaten by the Strat Pirates. They fought their butts off. Don't waste your breath, Smoker. The government doesn't want the truth to get out. You have to take credit for Crocodile's defeat. Do you know what will happen if you defy your superiors? Defeat Crocodile? Us? Tashiki's over there crying about it because she couldn't. Hey, you can give those old pencil pushers a message for me. Huh? Smoker, don't! Tell them to shove off. Yo, that's the end of the chapter. Yo, peak, bro. Dude, I'm getting chills. My PS5 is entering power semis. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna just rereading like one chapter from the Alabasta arc. I remember this chapter. I remember this chapter and these scenes so vividly. Oh, Oda's so good with it, man. So freaking good with it. Smoker, don't. Ah, so good. This chapter is amazing. Okay, but the rainmaking ship. That's what we came here for, man. It just ended up reading the chapter because this chapter is amazing, man. Hira's introduction. Oh, so good. But okay, where did the brain come from? Dance. You use a dance powder. Did you give a little credit? Without using dance powder, why would I? Facility, do you care about others, fight hunters? That's the heart of getting soft. Mind your own business. Blah 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 blah. Tashiki is speaking to him. Stop remember who do you think you are? So Ray making ship back to headquarters. That's Ray making ship that crocodile, and that's the one that makes rain for Alabasta. Got it. So if you go back to the current chapter, what Crocodile's talking about, and here we go back to the current style of Oda making One Piece chapters with so much text, so much more cluttered. I feel like um, do kind of miss the old style a little bit. Like this has its advantages, but man, do I little miss the old style from chapter 112 a little bit. So here, Crocodile says, "What do you think? I couldn't care less. Have you taken care of those idiots who spotted our rainmaking ship yet?" Right. This represents the hidden ship from chapter 112. Got it. Got it. That's the same ship. Got it. Cool. Good to know. Thank you for letting me know TCB. Probably something I would not have remembered because, like, why would I just know this fact? I don't remember this rainmaking ship from the end of Alabasta, but now I know. So okay, that's that chapter reaction. You see, we're on 57 minutes, so I have to finish this off now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter reaction. I really enjoyed this chapter. Chapter 1100. Let's go, y'all. I will see you guys in 2 weeks' time. I think there's a chapter next week, but in 2 weeks' time for a new One Piece chapter, chapter 1101. Then. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. This is much I enjoyed reading this chapter, and I'll see y'all next time. Alright, y'all. Peace.